Yo, what's up everybody, it's your boy Nintendo back with another video, and today I'm just here to kind of discuss the Nintendo Direct that we got today. Honestly, it really wasn't much going on, but the thing is, I wasn't really expecting there to be much anyway. My mind is so set on the Switch 2 Direct, I'm kind of like, whatever. But I'm gonna kind of briefly talk about it anyway. So I don't remember any of the games in the middle. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I know we started off with like Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake and that beautiful HD 2D art style. Yeah, so that happened. The main highlights really honestly were Metroid Prime 4, Rhythm Heaven, and Tomodachi Life. So I'm super excited for Metroid Prime 4. I'm happy that they showed it today, because I guess it's most likely not going to have like its own Switch 2 super fancy version like some people thought it was going to have. I was kind of one of those people, but it's fine. The game looks great. I mean, it literally is pushing the Switch to its limits, and it seems to still be at 60 frames per second, which is awesome. And then obviously if you play it on your Switch 2, the Switch 2 is going to be more powerful, so hopefully it'll help out with any frame rate issues that it could potentially have. But I don't think it will have any issues because Metroid Prime Remastered was amazing. I don't think I really ever had any issues with that game, and it was also beautiful, so that's great. And it kind of is awesome, because it gets me excited again for the power of the Switch 2, because Metroid Prime 4 seems to be pushing the Switch to its absolute limit. So if that is the absolute limit that the Switch can possibly do, then I'm just super excited to see what the Switch 2 can do at its base. And obviously as time goes on, the Switch 2 games will look better and better and better. So yeah, I'm just super excited, because everybody keeps saying how old the technology in the Switch is. So I'm like, wow, if they can even make games that look this good on such old hardware, like whatever they have going on in the Switch 2, even if it is only PS4 Pro level of power or whatever, the games are going to look amazing. I've watched my coworker play, I think it's Red Dead Redemption, on his Steam Deck, and that game looks freaking amazing on that. So if the Switch is even more powerful than a Steam Deck or something like that, the games are gonna look great. And most Nintendo games don't really have to go super hard on graphics anyway, outside of like Zelda and Metroid, things like that. So super excited. I'm glad to see Metroid Prime 4. Awesome, can't wait for that. The psychic abilities look really cool, and yeah, I don't have much else to say about that, I guess, right now. So the other things that they showed off again were Rhythm Heaven. I am very excited for that. It's weird that it's not coming out until 2026. Like everybody keeps saying, the Rhythm Heaven games don't seem to require a lot graphically, so it's like, why is it going to take so long? Like people feel like it should be out in a couple months, and I wish it was, because I really want to play it. I have not played a Rhythm Heaven game since was the DS or 3DS, whichever one that came out. I think that was the original Rhythm Heaven, and I used to play that game religiously. I mean, I played my 3DS religiously, but I played the hell out of that damn game. So I'm super excited to have it back again on Switch, because I did not get to play the Wii version of Rhythm Heaven. So yeah, super excited about that. Can't wait to see more about that game, or at least just play it. Rhythm Heaven is one of those games where you don't need to see much about it. You just play the game. The game's fun. The game is always fun. And then the last big game they showed was Tomodachi Life. I don't know a damn thing about Tomodachi Life, but apparently it's something that everybody was super excited for. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh dang, they're probably gonna be, in the comment section so mad. And some people were like, oh, this is a L, this is a L. But there were a lot of W's, and people are so excited. From all the videos I've been watching, everybody seems super excited for Tomodachi Life. So I'm like, they got me excited about it now. I'm like, dang, I want to see what this game is about. So that was the final game that they showed. One other thing I want to touch on is this digital game rental or sharing system thing. That seems really cool, especially for people that have multiple Switches. So now you can just kind of switch your game from one Switch to the other, or at least lend it out from one Switch to the other if you don't have like physical copies. Because yeah, some people like to have many different versions of Nintendo consoles, and you know, it'll be a little bit of a hassle to have to switch your stuff from one Switch, you know, maybe like the Switch 2 original to the Switch 2 OLED to the Switch 2, you know, Zelda edition or whatever. So yeah, it's an easy way to do that. And you can also switch it games over to like family members or whoever is on your family Nintendo Switch Online plan. So pretty cool stuff. And they also mentioned that it'll work with Switch 2. I feel like that's why they announced it now, just to be like, hey, this will be a quick way to you know, have your games from Switch 1 on Switch 2 without having to just, you know, like I said, transport everything completely over. So that's awesome, because I feel like a lot of people that are going to have a Switch 2 already have a Switch 1, so it'll just make it more convenient for, sorry about that, my mic went out for a second, but anyway, yeah, it'll just make it more convenient for people who just want to share their games really quick from Switch 1 to Switch 2. This is something else I want to talk about. Oh yeah, and then the very final thing they showed was Miyamoto came out, and he just kind of talked about a new app that they have out now called, I think it's called Nintendo Today, which I personally like. I think it's awesome. I already have Nintendo notifications set on Twitter, so this just makes it a little bit easier for me. I downloaded it. I'm already liking it so far. Like, I like how when I went on there, the Nintendo Direct was already there, so I'm like, dang, so if I can go on here and watch the Directs lives or rewatch them on here, that just makes my life even easier. I mean, yeah, I can rewatch them on YouTube or whatever, but it's just cool to have everything there and to know that I'm going to get updates all the time without having to really go to Twitter or go to YouTube or go to anywhere. It'll just pop up all the time. So I think that was a great addition. And yeah, there really isn't much else to talk about as far as that goes. Like I said, I don't really know much about any of the games in between. I'm pretty sure there was some cool stuff, and I'm pretty sure a lot of those games are going to be really good. It's just not what we want right now. We're all excited for the Switch 2. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of sad almost to think that this was the last Nintendo Switch specific Direct. Like, from now on, it'll be, you know, Switch 2, and they'll still have like Switch 1 games or games that are on both, but for the most part, this is the last like specific Switch 1 Direct. So yeah, it's the end of an era. But yeah, I guess I don't want to ramble on too much. I took a while to come back and make another video because I was for real when I said I really didn't want to talk. I really did not want to make another video until Switch 2, because I know so much information and so much stuff for me to talk about is going to be out. But I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this just because it happened today, and it kind of leads into the Switch 2 Direct. So, but yeah, I'll definitely be back as soon as that is over and talk about everything that they discuss there. Maybe break things down game by game. At least the games that I know I can talk about. Like, if they drop something that I've never played before, I'll still talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it, but you know, I may not be able to go as deep into it. But anyway, we'll get to that next Wednesday. I'm super excited for that Switch 2 Direct, and yeah, I took off work and everything so I can watch it and immediately start recording videos. But thanks guys for listening, and you enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, subscribe, comment, like, all that stuff.